Hello everyone, myself Sanskriti Hodavadekar and my friends Gayatri, Harshada and Neha from Electrical Department are going to give a presentation on management principle applied to small scale industry. Subject management. Content, introduction, objectives, characteristics, Henry Fayol's principle of management, advantages and disadvantages. Introduction of small scale industries. Small scale industries are the backbone of our industrial structure as they provide a variety of non traditional, low technology products. The primary object of developing small scale industries in rural areas is to generate better employment opportunities, raise income levels, and standard of living of people. Essentially, the small scale industries are generally comprised of those industries which manufacture, produce, and render services with help of small machines and less manpower. These enterprises must fall under the guidelines set by the Government of India.
Objectives. The objectives of the small scale industries are to create more employment opportunities. Second, to help the developing areas and less developing areas of the country, to reduce regional imbalances, to ensure optimum utilization of unexploited resources of the country, to improve the standard of living of people. Characteristics of small scale industries are as follows: labor intensive, flexibility, one man show, use of indigenous raw materials, localized operation, lesser gestation period, education level, profit motive. Henry Fayol's principles of the management are as follows: first, division of work; second, balancing authority and responsibility; third, discipline; fourth, unity of command; fifth, unity of direction; sixth, subordination of individual interest to the general interest; seventh, remuneration; eighth, centralization; nine, scalar chain; 10, order; 11, equity; and 12th, stability of tenure of personnel.
First principle, division of work. Dividing the full work of organization among individuals and creating departments is called division of work. Division of work leads to specialization, and specialization helps to increase efficiency, which results in improvement in the productivity and profitability of the organization. Second, authority and responsibility. Here, we should know that authority and responsibility go hand in hand. According to Henry Fayol, there should be a balance between authority and responsibility. Authority is the power, and responsibility are the duties. The right to give orders should not be considered without reference to responsibility. Because if the authority is more than responsibility, then chances are that a manager may misuse it. If responsibility is more than authority, then he may feel frustrated. The third principle is discipline. Discipline means respect for rules and regulations of the organization. Every organization has rules and regulations of its own. Discipline may be self discipline or it may be enforced discipline. Fourth is the unity of command. According to this principle, a subordinate, that is, an employee, must have and receive orders from one only superior, that is, the boss or the manager. This is done to avoid confusion.
Now we will see unity of direction. One head and one plan for a group of activities with the same objective. All activities which have the same objective must be directed by one manager and he must use one plan. This is called the unity of direction. Subordination of individual interest of the general interest. The interest of one individual or one group should not prevail over the general good. The individual interest should be given less importance, with the general interest should be given the most importance. If not, the organization will collapse. The interest of the organizational goal should be subjugated by the interest of an individual or on the group. Remuneration. Remuneration is the price for services received. Pay should be fair to both the employee and the firm. If an organization wants efficient employees and best performance, then it should have a good remuneration policy. Centralization. It is always present to a greater or lesser extent, depending on the size of the company and the quality of its managers. In centralization, the authority is concentrated only in a few hands. Scalar chain. The chain of command, sometimes called a scalar chain, is the formal line of authority, communication, and responsibility within an organization. The chain of command is usually depicted on an organizational chart, which identifies the superior and subordinate relationship in the organizational structure, or it is the line of authority from top to bottom of the organization. This chain implements the unity of command principle and allows to orderly flow of information. Under the unity of command principle, the instruction flows downward along the chain of command and accountability flows upward. More clear cut the chain of command, the more effective the decision making process and the greater the efficiency.
10. Order. According to the principle, everything and everyone has a specific place in the organization. They should be arranged such that right material or right person should be located at the right place for effective functioning. 11th. Equity. According to this principle, manager should treat all the employees with fairness, kindness, and justice. This will make a employee to be more loyal and devoted towards the organization.
Stability. Although it could take a lot of time, employees need to be given fair enough time to settle into their jobs, and employees need time to learn his jobs and to become efficient. The employees should have job security because instability leads to inefficiency. Successful firms usually had a stable group of employees. Initiative. Without limits of authority and discipline, all levels of staff should be encouraged to show initiative. Management should encourage initiative. That is, they should encourage the employees to make their own plans and to execute these plans. This is because an initiative gives satisfaction to the employees and brings success to the organization. It allows the subordinates to think out a plan and do what it takes to make it happen. Spirit the crops. Spirit the crops means team spirit. Therefore, the management should create unity, cooperation, and team spirit among the employees. They should avoid dividing the and rule policy. Harmony cohesion among personnel. It is a great source of strength in the organization. It is a quality in every successful business. These principles are guidelines for every management function. The manager the manager must act according to the 14th principle of management in order to reach the goal and create a surplus. Advantage of small scale industries are close, super, close supervision, nature of demand, more employment, need of small capital, direct relation between the workers and employees, direct relation between the customer and the producer, easy management, freedom of work, external economics, and last is less possibilities of strike and local. Disadvantages: high cost of production, wastage of byproducts, less use of machine, lack of division of labor, difficulties, lack of standardized goods, old techniques, and last is lack of research. This is the image of small scale industry in India. Okay, thank you.